Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week. And the topic for this week is going to be about the tool that's for name drops. I like to kind of think of this as something when you're doing like a team or a set of people. Maybe you've got name bars that you're making, for work coveralls, or maybe you've got like a special logo, and all the kids are going to have the same, logo with each one's name inside of that logo. This is the idea. So first of all, notice that this is the tool up here. It says name drops, and it's currently dim or not brightly lit, and that means we can't use the tool until we do something else. And in fact, in this case, what we need to do is simply click on our text tool and start some text. So you can choose whatever kind of text you want, but I'll do just horizontal text. And click on the empty workspace, and it obviously puts down the words my text. But notice that now the name drops option has become brightly lit, and we could turn that on. Before we do that, why don't we go ahead and just make this say Trevor or any kind of wording that you want. Click apply. And here's the idea. What if you were making some like name patches to put on work coveralls? And so you maybe have a shape of a patch, like an ellipse or a rectangle or something like this, that could be an embroidery element, right? Maybe I'll click on applique. So it's like I'm creating an applique, patch. And why don't we put some fabric in there so that you can kind of see like what it would look like if it was filled in with fabric. And now three-dimensionally or sequence-wise, we have a flaw here because our applique is coming after the text. And so essentially that covers up the text. And what we really need to do is change the sewing sequence. So we click on the applique. We click on the tool to move it to be first. And so now it does the applique, and then the text comes on top, right? And so that's kind of the cool thing. You can obviously move that text and center it sort of inside of your space. Now it's time to do the whole set of team names. You've got Trevor, but you've also got Jason, Harrison, Marianne, a whole list of names that you want to do. And so you click on the name drops option here. So a special window opens up, and it'll show you, the embroidery element that you have on your screen. It'll show you the first set of text that you've got in there. For Trevor, if you want, you can even preview it and see what it looks like in there. If you click on plus, it'll allow you to add your next name. And so we'll just go ahead and add in Jason and click preview, and now you can see what it looks like, with Jason in there. And you can keep clicking add and put in as many names as you want. Type in Harrison, put in Marianne. And so notice that it can be like more than one word in there. It's sort of like Mary and Ann is 2 words. Eventually you're going to get to wanting to do a name that's really long, and without thinking of one, I'll just H-I-J-K, whatever. You've got an alphabet name, L, M, N. It's pretty long, right? And so if you preview it, it could become like kind of too long for your shape. So in that case, the software is not like forcing the line length of the text. So you may need to make some edits, and that's where it's nice to be able to preview all these things and see how all the names are going to fit. So coming back up to the top, you have the ability to choose where will you save the designs. Right now, they're just going to go onto my desktop. If I wanted to change that, I could click on here. It would give me, the whole idea that you can browse through your computer, click on your desktop, click on, make a new folder, call it whatever you want. New folder new folder, and we'll call it, names. And it looks like it's under that. So it's like, now I know where I've put it. It's under new folder. It's called names. It's on my desktop. I'll click OK. So now it's going to get saved into that special folder on my desktop. The base name is going to be design 1, and then it's going to be 000, 001, 002. However many designs, it'll make one design for every name that you put in. So it's like duplicating the little, embroidery elements in each design, but then a new name. So when you're going to save it, you have the option. Do you want to open up none in the files, or open up the first file, or open up all of the files. So if you choose none and you click save, it simply makes all of the designs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many there are. If you click on open, it will actually open each of those designs. So for example, if you feel that you need to edit some of them, then you might want to open them and be able to see. So one option would be just to hit save, not open any of them, and then just go in and open, the ones that you want to make edits to, or change this to say open all files, and then when you click save, it will save them all and open them all, allowing you to, make any kind of fine tuning before you kind of are finished with them. And so one last thing we can look at in here, and that's formats. So there's a button right here to, select the format that it will be saved to. And you can check in, multiple formats here. So if you want to get Floriani's plus PESs, so obviously the PESs would be the ones that you would save on the stick and stitch out. But if you're wanting to make edits to them first, you could make Floriani WAF files, because that's going to be, I guess, better for editing. That said, you can always make the PESs later too, so you don't have to make them now. And you don't have to make WAFs if you're like, I'm not going to do any edits. I just need all 10 of these saved as PES. Then just click here and click OK, and it'll make you the 10 PESs, and then you can just have the one WAF that has all of the name drops in it. So it's really kind of up to you, but you can literally create as many formats as you want for this whole thing, so I'm not sure that there would be a good reason to do that, but if you needed to make a Jeff and a PES and a WAF, go ahead, check off all the ones that you want to, right? So whatever you check off will get made. So now that I've kind of got everything set the way I want it, and I have it set to open all files, notice if I click save, it takes a few minutes, and so you can kind of see it working, and so, just be patient while it does that, work. I always like to say, when the spinning wheel is spinning, that's not a good time to start clicking. Just let the software finish. And so now you can see that it's all done, and it's actually opened up all of the different files of the name drop. And so I can close the name drop sort of window if I want to, and I can see there's design 4, there's design 3, there's design 2. And so if there's anything that you want to sort of like fine tune about them, sometimes I like to go in with my text, select the text, go into, like the text extra, and use the little handles to make fine-tuning adjustments to the letter spacing for any times that it just sort of seems visually not quite perfect, and that's kind of the idea of doing the name drops and then saving it, because now you've got all the different WAFs. You could go in and edit each one, save it independently, and, like for this one here, where the name got sort of too long and it's clearly not fitting inside of the shape, well, then you might need to select that name and decide, okay, how am I going to make it fit? There would be, I guess one thing I could do would be keep the letters the same height, but just squish it to fit, right? So making them sort of more narrow than they were originally. And so you could easily just do that and click save, and then you would be good to go. Or if you didn't want to make them more narrow, let's just hit undo and undo. Then I guess the option might be to make them smaller, right? So if I click on a corner handle, I could make them larger or smaller to fit the space, and the letters wouldn't get any more squishy. They would just get smaller in height and in width at the same time. So for me, on a team name like this, I prefer to keep all the letters the same height, if it was a set of patches, so that everybody's name kind of looks the same when they're at work. So I'm hitting undo. So I'll put it back to like the original size, personal preferences, rather than so I guess the first thing I would do is look at the letter spacing and say, are there any letter spaces that I could improve? If there are, I'll right click, go into that sort of text editing mode, and reduce any space that you can first, just by condensing your letters together. And in this case, they all look pretty good. There's not really a lot of extra space that I can save there. And so then the next question becomes, do you want to resize them, or do you want to squish them? And that's where I go back to the transform. And if I'm going to squish them, I can just grab a side handle and kind of bring that one in a little bit, bring this one in a little bit, until it looks like it fits on the name bar. And that way everybody's text is the same height. It's just that, one person with a really long name might have to have them kind of squished a little bit, kind of more narrow is what it is. But yeah, so that's a cute little video today about using the name drop function within the Floriani software and how you can quickly take a design and add several names and save them. And so I hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next week, have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.